Hello, everyone. So excited to be here. My name is Hande Orman. I'm the co-founder of Tech Interview Coaching. And as Tech Interview Coaching to have one of our amazing coaches, Arvind Muthukumash, who's an active coach with us. We're very happy as Tech Interview Coaching to have this next webinar of how to move from an IC to a manager in our final round series. Oftentimes, companies make the mistake of thinking just because they're great individual contributors and engineers that they will be great at managing as well. I'd love to introduce Arvind Muthukumash. He's been with us since 2020, and he's a master salary negotiator. I've seen him at work. So if you're paired up with Arvind, you're in really, really good hands.
I'd love to talk more about my journey on how I became a manager from being an IC. I think two things that stand out for me is that, being able to connect what motivates me.
So making that transition is easier said than done, of course. You've experienced it all at some really, really heavy lifting companies.
One of the key things that was hard for me when I transitioned to a manager is that I thought losing an engineer from my team was a failure on the team. Understanding how management is the right fit for you and why you want to go in that direction is super important for you to answer, because it will look very different for different people.
What was the biggest mindset shift you had to make when you were moving from an IC to a manager?
I think the biggest mindset shift I would say that I had to make was how I look at failure, because the definition of personal failure changes.
When you made that transition, did you have imposter syndrome? I'm sure you did to a certain degree. We're all human, right? And how did you deal with it?
Manager role gives you probably the most intense aspect of an imposter syndrome in general. Key thing that I would advise anyone to do is find great mentors. One of the hardest challenges I've faced is to be able to help them not just see the value, but also reorient them to contribute to the team. If you're considering management role, I would say no management transition is like a one-way door. You can always decide if that's not for you.
What skills do you wish you had developed earlier in your management career?
I think time management is key, because as a manager, you're looking at multiple dimensions of your team, not just yourself.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you an AI related question nowadays, which seems to be on top of everyone's mind. How do you feel about, there are a ton of tools out there right now, but just ChatGPT for your ongoing daily tasks? How much do you use it? How much do you rely on it? What's your recommendation on it as a manager?
I would say, if anything, these tools are going to provide a lot more productivity acceleration, but they will not be replacing what you have to do.